Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the European Research Showcase. My name is Sam Langford. I'm the coordinator for the Global Science Show, putting together today's event as part of Intersections 2023, a UKRI funded project that is going out all across the European Union. Today and tomorrow, we are showcasing researchers from all across Europe, finding out who they are, what they do, and why they're awesome. So, whether it is videos like this, profiles being shared, threads of information making their way to your screens, we've got loads that is being shared across the days. And I'm so delighted to be back with another guest to find out who they are and what they do. So, I'm going to open up with a question, which is Maeva, who are you and what do you do?
Hello, so I'm Maeva, and so I work as LCA team leader as a researcher. So what is LCA? It's life cycle assessment. So it's a method to evaluate quantitatively environmental impacts of products or systems in general. And so I'm doing this in Brussels at the Free University of Brussels, the UB, at a research center called MOBI. And so we focus on mobility. And in our research group, Evergy, we assess sustainability of mobility and energy systems and their interaction too.
So, how do you end up in a particular role like that? What's the career journey been like for you?
Well, my career path is not that straightforward, but long story short, I'm an engineer and I also taught. But at certain point, I'm also a mother, an aunt, and I was concerned by the world we live in and we are living to our next generations. So I wanted to be part of a change and be able to apply my knowledge to make sure that we assess correctly environmental impacts of our choices and that we can improve what we do. So then I went into research on environmental impact assessment.
Okay, and throughout that whole thing, that whole journey, I imagine that I ask this next question. It tends to have a fairly similar response each time, which is, what does an average day look like for you? Is there an average day, or is it quite varied?
Oh, no, there is not an average day. Because as a researcher, we have quite different jobs in one only job. There is one more theoretical part where we, well, dig into, let's say, science and look for new methodologies and look how we can be more accurate, how we can, in our case, assess prospective environmental impact and look at different scenarios, etc. So this is more theoretical. And then as I work, in different European projects, I have to interact and have meetings with a lot of different experts from different fields because in life cycle assessment, we need to collect data from projects mainly or for different sources. And then this data, we process it. And then there are other days when we process this data. And then we run calculations, we write code, and then we use specific softwares, and then we get results. And we need to interpret them. So what are the main hotspots and little hotspots where can we improve? But maybe sometimes those results are a bit surprising. And oh, maybe there is a trade-off. We can improve the air pollution. Oh, but then we have an issue on resource depletion. So we also have to look at this balance. And we are doing this, for instance, in Maxima project, which is an European project where we are designing electrical motor, a new axial fuels electrical motor, and we eco-design it. So we have partners, manufacturers, and also recyclers for the full life cycle of this motor. And then we will look at how we can eco-design and reduce the impacts of manufacturing and also using and recycling this material. So then we will interpret their design and exchange with them. And we will get also results, which is super interesting in this project because we really get hands-on and really work with those experts. And when we have results as our scientists, we need to communicate. So sometimes in events like this, but most of the time writing scientific publications and going to conferences. So we also have days or weeks where we travel to usually Europe. So yeah, that's most of my days, I'd say.
So whether it is conference travel or outreach or international collaboration, there seems to be a lot of cogs turning in projects like this. Would you say that international collaboration is key to the work that you do, or especially with sustainability at the heart of it?
Yes, clearly we interact with people, usually inside Europe, but we just wrote also a proposal to help also African countries to implement renewable sources for the electricity mix and local energy communities. So yes, we do have a lot of international collaboration, and we have a lot of meetings. On my side, I'm trying to avoid traveling too much and always choose train, of course, instead of plane. But that's a lot of part of the job, is also traveling and get to see people. Yes.
Yeah, it's one thing that whenever I speak to anyone working in research, whether it's in academia or industry, it seems to be one of the highlights of the work that you do is the meeting of other people and the finding out of ideas and having that chance to share what everyone is working on. Is that something you find in the work you do?
Yeah, because I mean, we learn a lot while we do research, and we learn a lot thanks to other people, of course. And this is why science is so interesting, is that we keep on learning and we always find new things, and we realize that maybe we were wrong and we are improving our models and reducing uncertainties. And we do this by meeting people and collaborating.
And something that I like to ask whenever we're talking about things to do with the future and sustainability is, what do you see as some of the biggest challenges that we need to face up to in terms of a sustainable future?
Oh, there are many of them.
Yeah, if we had like the one thing that you really wanted to pin on.
Well, there is policy parts, and then there are things that, of course, we can do as citizens. And there are a lot of things we can do, but first, trust scientists, I would say. And then look at where you can improve, and then there are different things, but we can't keep on buying a lot of stuff and new smartphones and big SUVs. And I mean, we can, as scientists and researchers, design the best electrical motor that will be super efficient, low climate change impact, low mineral depletion, etc., etc. But if we keep on using our big cars for a 1 or 2 kilometer trip that we can, either go by bike or foot, then that's useless. I mean, we need to all think of what we do and, I mean, be responsible for us and the next generations. And so we are working on mobility. So I would say that mobility is probably a big part of it. And think if out of cars would be good. Even though I'm working on electric motors and batteries for electric cars, I think that's a good thing that we improve them. But as citizens, we need to find a way to remove them out of the screen.
From where I'm sitting in the UK and specifically in Scotland, it always does seem like the mainland European continent seems to be well ahead of us in any way at trying to reduce car usage within cities and seeing a lot of that change. Am I right in thinking that is the case, that it like countries across Europe are starting to really push to reduce the car use?
I think we could go further.
Even further. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Starting there, but need to just accelerate if you like. We're coming rapidly towards the end of this 10 minutes that we have for this. Where could people find out more about the work that you do if they wanted to?
Well, I think that the work we do is what is interesting is that we can look at the full picture and look at systemic point of view and look at the consequences of changes. And I really hope that people will change. But one thing also that I would like to mention in general is that we need more women in science. and go and study maths and physics and biology and go on, and because it's really worth it. And well, it's super interesting and we are changing things, and well, let's go.
It's a great message to end on. Maeva, thank you so much for coming to share a little snippet into the work that you do. Really appreciate you taking the time to come and chat. Folks at home, if you're watching along, if you've got any comments or questions, please do leave them below or above this video, depending on where you're watching it. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Please do continue to interact with all of the content going out as part of the European Research Showcase. There is loads to see, loads to interact with. But for now, that's all from us, so thank you so much, and we'll see you all again very soon.